Hey guys, so today I'm going to be going over the big band setup for this semester. It's very similar to five horn, so if you need to know how to mic up the guitar, mic up the pianos, and connect the bass, go watch the five horn one if you still need that. Today I'm just going to be focusing on the drums, the room, and the chair setup for big band. So here is our diagram of the big band setup, the chair-wise. We have the saxophones in the front line. We have the trombones in the middle. And then we have the trumpets in the back. And we're kind of faced off to the side, and we have our room mics picking up the horn sound. And the reason we're having room mics as well as drum mics is because the room mics pick up a lot of the horns and not that much of the drums. So we're trying to add in two new condenser mics to kind of fill in the sound for the students, since they're only getting a stereo track. So to go into the drums, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can kind of eyeball it a little bit, but you just want to make sure it's not in the way of the player, so the stand is not too close. But basically, it's a space pair, so one over the ride, one over the crash, a little bit higher on the crash than the ride because we're aiming it towards this in relationship to the snare. And since there's probably going to be only one person setting up at a time, you could just eyeball it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want to have it too high because then it's going to pick up a lot of the room sound, which we already have a room mic for. So make sure it's at a pretty decent level compared to the cymbals and the snare. For the room mics, we're going to be doing conductor's perspective. So kind of like with the drums in the last one, this is left, this is right. They're pointing in that direction because it's XY pattern. For the space pair, we're going to be doing drummer's perspective. So drummer's perspective, this is left, this is right. For the conductor, you're either going to want to use this big music stand, or you can put two of these together, whichever is easier. I would recommend this one. It's a little bit wonky sometimes, so if that one's not working very well, just use two music stands, put it right there for the conductor. And he or she might change the setup of the players, so just have the chairs ready with music stands in front of everyone, and you should be good. I didn't set up the piano or anything because that's all covered in the five horn. Like I said earlier, this is very similar to the five horn setup. So we have bass, guitar, piano, room, and drums all getting fed to the student track. So whenever you have a new student, just make a new playlist with their name on it. It's all covered in the other video. I just want to mention that the piano, the room, and the drums all need phantom power. So the piano is going into 3 and 4. The room mic's going to 5 and 6. The drums are into 7 and 8. That should correspond directly how it is outside in the room and on the preamps. So just be sure you're always paying attention to where these are routed. If you need to change anything, make sure you change it in here as well on the inputs.